Time to get into our first game here of the day. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. It's game number 41. Let's head over to Pansy and Demon for all of the action.
Yes, thank you very much, guys. So here we go. We've reached my age at last. Yes, I am an old man, and yes, I'm still casting video games. Aren't you all jealous? But here we go. It is going to be straight over the prison, up into the top right-hand corner, east side. And I'm just wondering if anyone's going to change. I don't know if you caught it there, Lauren. The ENCE boys were being a bit cheeky. They all had El Pozo on their screen, but I don't think we're going to see any changes from them. They're going to be dropping into their usual spots.
I think we've had the time where teams and people were changing things up. I think everyone's found enough comfort here where they're starting to utilize their backup drops, when they're starting to utilize everything on the map. They're feeling way more comfy.
They've had, what, 20 games of Miramar to figure it out. They're pretty confident, I think.
They should be. I mean, some had later starts than others, but that doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we do see it all.
Battle Royale. So, I like it. I like it.
One and only. But yeah, I think everyone's pretty
not quite the one and only, but but it is the original list. Reciprocity.
Armor.
That's true. That's
Minecraft.
True.
I mean.
Yeah. Well. Okay. You're gonna go that deep down the rabbit hole, are we?
Like,
I mean, we're going to get Counter-Strike's Battle Royale in there next.
That doesn't count. I love CS, but it don't count.
Okay, it's a default circle right in the middle, plumb center. This is what Miramar was known as being a boring map for, but luckily it has adjusted a lot lately. Now the question is, obviously, central point. Quite a lot of compounds around there. There is that big ridge line you can see just sort of to the east of Picado. Certainly a team like Team Liquid who like to, and actually very interesting here in their interview yesterday, talking about how, because we mentioned it, blowing our own trumpets here, but we mentioned it from week 1 to inwards. They were really struggling in Miramar, and as they said at the time, teams have basically adapted their strategies, and they've had to learn to deal with that. We saw CrowCrowd, Unity, DA all going pretty much the exact same central points, and Team Liquid losing players in rotation. This time, they don't really need to go anywhere.
Yeah, no, they're really settled here. This is a lovely start for them. Wonder what happens when they actually get time to loot. But that's a nice little... Is that a corn dog? I've never tried a corn dog. I don't know. I've had it explained to me, but it's just like a weird sausage
on a stick. It's so bizarre, and then in like a batter, like a light batter. It's very, very strange. It's like the American. Is it the South? It's where they have all the what they call. They're not carnivals. They're fairs. Fairs. It's where they have the fairs, and it's actually a massive food industry, but so weird. Different foods on sticks.
The convenience.
Just
North America
exactly.
loves
That's
some convenience.
Food, yeah.
I love a bit of it. And again, chat, you're welcome about this deep analysis of corn dogs.
We're going deep.
Yeah. I want to try some, though. I do want to try one, but
we're getting the Floridian in here and get his opinion on it and see what Dave has to say about corn dogs and stuff. Foods on sticks.
Yeah, but so far, this is the thing, right? As much as we joke and such and so on, and we talk over this time, it is purely looting phase these days. There's old Chris back again. Have to see how he does. Obviously, a bit of a tentative time for him. He was having a bit of a rough time yesterday, so he's probably going to take it easy today. I think we'll happily give him a break in that regard.
Yeah. He's actually very tense, isn't he? He's very tense that the same might happen again, so he's a little nervous.
I mean, it's not a fun time, so hopefully he can, get through game 1 and then just chill out, basically, is the main thing. As much as that's not meant to be a competitive mindset, it's a realistic one. So that's how it goes. We are seeing Team Liquid starting to spread out. That's where he wants to
go, and Set's already there. He might get him caught out here. He's just going to get straight up into the doorway as soon as he drives up. Oh, but he doesn't have the angle, and that gives EB a big chance now. He's going to try and push it around the side, catches him in the back, but can't quite chase him. God. There's like a little whack-a-mole as he runs between windows.
This is awkward. This isn't good at all.
8 bullets, 6, 4. He's got to go for the reload. He's got to go for the reload. He's going to try and pull away. Okay, yeah, he backs away, goes for the reload.
He's waiting for a teammate to turn up who just has as well. There we go. You can see Liquid piling in, minimap time. Set has got the reload off, but he's now in danger. Ibby's been unleashed, as is Samty. They're two big names you do not want chasing you down. Set may be a good player, but that is a very, very scary prospect. If you can get one and done, that ain't bad, but that's sloppy from Jeans. It is traded, that's fine if he called out trade on me, but I feel they could have cleared that a little bit more methodically, but maybe feeling just like, let's get it done, let's get him out of the way, let's just get the compound.
Senpai spotted on the hill as well. Samty took a shot at him, so forcing him to back away. CrowCrowd were trying to get aggressive on that. You can see Kemba was en route as well, but yeah, Sampai's just going to get back in the Mirado and back away from this one. So we saw it yesterday, Team Liquid pulling up on poor old Winstrike yesterday multiple times. It's something they're used to, and obviously, you know, both these teams starting in Central, CrowCrowd coming out of North Los Leones and Team Liquid there. It was an obvious compound to fight over because it has that hillside position, that big aerial view advantage. You can see there is that hill on the back, but Team Liquid already covered that. James is already heading that way.
Yeah, I think again for Team Liquid, I question when they play like that. You know, it's that kind of just run in and get him. It's great when it works out and it looks good, it's flashy.
Well, the problem is he'd scouted it and nobody had shot at him until he was literally at the window, and there was nowhere for EB to go then because his front tire was facing the wall, so you can't just ditch out of it.
So we have to look at it in the essence of that compound is a very, very high-value compound for them. That has to be, you know, worth the commitment of potentially losing a player. So again, this should be them really digging in deep here. I don't expect to see loads of rotations from them until they are forced to. We are seeing a couple of battles with Vitality and Unity. I'm surprised Nasus was able to get this close to be able to deliver those shots towards Blaston. It's certainly alarmed Tizerin, who's had to turn around after maybe looking towards Shadow. And there again, teams are really vying for these compounds here.
Orange has got a big position down the side. I was about to say down the wing, but been playing too much Football Manager, that's the problem. Kept my wingers in there. Blaston is gone down though. Tizerin does get himself a little problematic position. This 2-2 split is suddenly in a wee bit of trouble here as Dastish tries to lay the cover fire down, but I feel that, yeah, Tizerin needs to back out of this one because Vitality are pushing.
Yeah, if Vitality really commit, awkward driving. Sunday drivers. It's not even Sunday yet, but still, Vitality, you know, fighting for this one. I don't know if they can convert into that compound now. Maybe they can. But teams are really condensing around the northwest side of Los Leones. There's pretty much everyone there. Raise Your Edge and Winstrike will be later to join this because they were quite far up north. Everyone else, though, is working their way in. Even G2, considering they love an edge game or two, they are not, they're not central. But this is, you know, them playing into circle for now. Yeah, pretty much for G2. They love a bit of the edge
They're very
game.
close to Gustav, though.
Yes, exactly. They're very close to TSM here. So TSM could maybe catch one because they have a 2-2 here. Udir and Braxco are actually quite far down south, whereas Chris and his buddy are a little further up in the north. So with Raise Your Edge coming in, that could be a problem, and it looks like there's more problems for Team Liquid.
Yeah, TL. They went for the 2-2 split, and it's a little wide and a little too deep, really, for Samty. He should be able to just about crawl away from this one. You can see his reels. Okay. And I spoke to him just before we started. I was talking to him, obviously, about the big push on Vitality. Yes, and I was really feeling it yesterday. And it showed. It showed in their play style, obviously. Absolutely. They picked up their first win as well. They're very confident players. Maybe the boost, the momentum that they needed to kick on and start picking up some serious points here. They're in that close pack. There's about 5 teams that are within about 10 points of one another. Maybe try and make a big push on that top 5.
Yeah, Menox has been called out massively. Return fire from 60, but it might be a little too late here. This wasn't the clash I thought was going to happen. It was the G2 one, but G2 have kind of chilled for a second, and it's actually... Yeah, there's the steal coming in. There's so many teams looking this way. That's actually behind TSM, kind of. If you want to look at Raise Your Edge as being in the middle, that's how that fight's kind of panning out. So if Raise Your Edge or any of the members do go down, it's fair game. Unity also have potential to join in. That's the fight in the distance. That's that tag you saw to that NIP logo quite far off. So this is a very, very tense battle here. Chris and Fast Rail could really do with a knock. The nades are very good actually coming through. That's not bad. It might not bounce far enough, but that's certainly going to raise alarm and raise awareness for Raise Your Edge now.
G2 are just slowly creeping towards this here in the explosions and such. Raise Your Edge going to hop in that vehicle, so they're backing away from this one. Sigsy going to be left alone, so they're just repositioning a little bit, and there you go. Chris gets involved, Wookie gets taken down, and he may even get finished there. They're also turned their attention to Raise Your Edge as well. Gustav replies. Circle shifts. It is between Kumisar and Los Leones. We've seen this one yesterday, didn't we? Pretty similar circle. DA are loving life right now. Yeah,
now this opens up the southern side of this area because everyone was trying to be as central as possible to try and hedge their bets, but this does create now room for the teams to head south. It really was. These guys are so talented at this. It's ridiculous. I'll watch this and I'll go and play myself. I'm like, yeah, I can't actually do that, but I love the ambition, Laura. I'm just.
It's easy to see on the map, and then you see how far they've actually just shot. You think, oh god.
Anything above 400 meters, it just impresses me. I'm just thinking to consistently do that, especially on Miramar with the amount of elevation, and teams don't stand still. That's the other thing. You play your pub games. You know, people stand still. They're static. These guys are constantly moving, constantly micro moves here and there, just trying to not be static to be able to be picked off like that. at. So it just, again, is very impressive. At the moment, though, let's look at circle position. Team Liquid were quite close to rotate on this, same with the Knights, but DA had the ground. Na'Vi have taken the southern side, and M19 currently out towards the west. So they're the kind of teams vying for that very central area. Everyone else is going to have to filter around the outskirts.
Na'Vi are happy. They've got themselves the church, Pokemon and Bestalosh getting up on the tower there as well. Instantly turns and takes shots down. I think that's onto the Knights down low, that was. Yeah, they've gone for the aggressive position, a big 2-2 split. DA holding that 2-2 split as well. They were pretty much central point as his circle shifted. FaZe coming in the side of Kumisera. They played this before. Winstrike, who they just kind of clash with in rotation, looking to go for a similar spot, I feel, here. So FaZe are going for the hillside that Na'Vi won from last week, I believe it was. Trying to get that hillside position. NIP, it's a long rotate for them and raise your edge. And will Reciprocity, they go way around Lost Leonas, and they're going to find G2 down there.
Yeah, and the one thing I like is how DA are currently set up with this 2-2. It's a little bit worrying in certain aspects. I'll get back to that because it looks like the Knights are very much on top of M19, or at least in part of their 2-2 split. So Snark's worked his way in there. That's going to put a little bit of a fox among the hens sort of situation. M19 have to be very aware and can't overstep now. They're going to be put on that kind of awkward situation. You're like, I want to clear this out, but what's Snark going to do?
Who's the fox? Who's the hen? We're
going to find out. I'll tell you
Snark seems to be the hen because he's hopping on his bike and getting the hell out of there. Yeah, doesn't want any of that. So he's going to go back and join his team. So just a quick scout. It was a deep scout, certainly from the Knights, but they're going to be safe. He should be able to get back inside there. Just a couple of tracer bullets whizzing past, but he will pull into the compound. Look at this. This is what I was talking about. Brexco, he's ours one with Reciprocity.
Side rotation. Look at what's coming through Leones. You've got TSM there, Reciprocity, G2. ENCE have just made it out of Leones. There's a lot of teams. This is Brexco getting a glimpse. He was very close by. That's a really good shot there towards Reciprocity. They're just going to have to keep their foot down. They have to get away from this. They can't take too much more damage. They have got out in vision, but, you know, the bounce on that old gun, it's still a bit monstrous. So
TSM
they do get
diverted.
away.
As soon as those shots went off, TSM went straight into Lost Leonas, diverted completely. They were coming down almost a similar road to where Scoom is as well. So instant reactions there. The rest of G2 are coming in out of the blue. Got to get them moving though, because it's going to start kicking them. NIP, they're still on this long rotate. They're coming into the top side north of Kumisera. FaZe have actually decided to go further to the eastern edge of Kumisera as well. So they're spacing that city for those teams. Here's ENCE. They are very much out in the outskirts of Lost Leonas. You can see CrowCrowd near them as well.
Yeah, CrowCrowd's over there. They're not far off. Tab's pretty close by. That's kind of a run on compound that you can hold.
Vitality
That's big.
Here?
I want to look at this move, yeah. So I like the reason I was highlighting DA and I was going to talk about Liquid. They're kind of further away from the two towns. Now, FaZe have been caught up in Krammers in all kinds of trouble. That is not a place you want to be kind of flipping that car. Yeah, he has to get out. Car's on fire. His options are limited. Really nice spray control from Jeems over that sort of distance. Kind of semi-tapping away, but that's really, really nice. Team Liquid starting to claim points, starting to look alive here. And I like the position from teams who split the area, the middle ground on it, and look at everyone rotating in now.
So FaZe are trying to get in here, or that may be the difference between whether they were going to decide to crash that or not. That was obviously trying to get in there at the same time as FaZe decided to pass on by, so FaZe will claim that location. Not an ideal location. They just lost Mexi as well to Bestalosh. You may have seen it in the picture-in-picture there as NIP continue their swing south. And now, looking at the edges of Lost Leonas, is getting very crowded. We saw Reciprocity getting close to ENCE. G2 continuing around the south. They may actually come connecting with NIP for the same compound, as far as I can see in trajectory-wise. NIP just on the top of this hill, but I'm pretty sure they're going to go for that compound down south.
I'm still looking at Na'Vi is holding a lot of the cards here. They've had really good control in the southern side of this area. It's centralized towards them, but they started in the south. They didn't have to go too far. They had nice long loot, so they're in a really good spot. Leones is so busy right now. There is a compound slap bang in the middle that is still untested. I think if this does condense again and it kind of centralizes again, you'll see maybe CrowCrowd, TSM. Some of these teams in the East will have to consider that.
Yeah, I think Na'Vi will have a good idea that there's nobody in there as well, because
they've had vision for a while.
I think it's Pokemon that's had vision on that one for a while, yeah. FaZe just trying to look for a better spot. FaZe just adjusting himself, wearing a balaclava today, I believe, making sure he's unseen. Shiv has been downed, so I don't know whether Hack said he's going to get close enough to get him back on his feet. He's going to try, certainly. He's definitely in cover.
Oh, snap.
Shouldn't have too much problem. Oh, this is going to be the Pittsburgh Knights. They're sending it. They're trying to go where, but where can they go? There's nowhere for them to go. Instantly straight into DA, into Team Liquid. It's no man's land for them, I'm afraid. And it's just death awaiting.
That's so unlucky for Drayden. He got knocked just as he almost got around the corner. That could have been a potential revive. Maybe, you know what I mean? There could have been room for that sort of recovery, but it's
by
dead
the
in the
way,
water.
that was the central point we were talking about, the central little shack that was there, a couple of small compounds. But as you saw, Na'Vi have really keen eyes in it, and apparently Team Liquid as well, so it's not safe. But look at this, Real's the last man standing, Unity on his back.
Yeah,
He's no idea. No idea. No idea.
Yeah, just kind of called off. Knights going down in last place, a bit of a disparity from yesterday, and I want to talk about the kind of topography of this area and how the map plays out in these sort of grounds. Excluding currently where Na'Vi reside, the east will have a lot of the high ground, maybe Unity's hill as well. Anyone below that will have to depend on compounds. You can see how the hill rolls. So again, all these teams like your TSM, CrowCrowd, Liquid to a degree, Vitality, Reciprocity, ENCE, if they have a transition down, they should have better views, better information. Oof. And now we'll find out if they actually have that. DA split, again, is paying dividends. Na'Vi still hold great control, and I'm wondering if Liquid go for something here, if they're happy on the outskirts, because all the teams in the east, though, will have to go past them.
I think Na'Vi are looking golden right now. They have, they've had this great position. Them and DA have kind of been in this central spot for a while, but looks like DA are going to get pushed here.
M19
are coming. Now they've noticed that 2 members of DA pulled away from it. We'll get a vision on it. Here you go. You can see Beautiful Death. He's caught one off. Wanderer's also, he got knocked by the vehicle. I think the bike maybe took him down. I'm not too sure, but either way, didn't work out for them there.
Nice pick up for DA.
DA coming in, but Vitality are coming straight in behind DA. We're going to see it's all happening there. You can see this is the 2 remaining members of M19 trying to keep Winstrike at bay. While it's happening, you can see on the mini-map there, here comes Vitality crashing around on the other 2 members of DA. They're across the road. They have support. Winstrike will wipe M19 out, and now the fight begins.
Yeah, 6-most position could have been impressive then, but he gets called out. He gets isolated. Mert can't trade it, and now Mert's lost ground inside the buildings. He's playing on the outskirts, which can be spotted, but he does have support on the other side of the road. A Beautiful Death is still over there, and as is his teammate, Iroh. But Mert has a lot of information, and he has a lot of players to deal with.
NIP pulling down south, just outside of FaZe Clan. Reciprocity have tried to move in, by the way, in towards that spot. We just saw Na'Vi decimating the Pittsburgh Knights. Look at Mert holding this angle. It's a really tricky jiggle peek that he's trying to hold here. You can see they're setting up for a double peek as well. They're going to try and go for the double push. There we go. That was a good headshot. That won't force him back in.
Yeah, this is nice from Mert. He's staying calm under pressure. He's falling back, he takes a shot, falls back, finds a new angle. He needs to allow Iroh and a Beautiful Death to support him, but we are seeing the eastern sides clash. This is TSM, this is ENCE, and Reciprocity in a good spot here. They're holding the line, but the nades are from TSM. The smoke wall goes up for DA. That's going to allow them maybe to get Mert out of there, evacuate him away from Vitality, or Iroh gets in, and they just clear him out.
Well, we'll see what he can do. Mert took this opportunity to go deeper in, and Iroh is across and inside, so no Vitality have to worry about him. You can see the nades continuing to roll down south there. FaZe and NIP, that's down on the southwest edge of the circle. There's no edges to the circle, but it doesn't matter. The nade's going to continue through. Scoom will get taken down. That's Team Liquid getting involved on the back of this fight.
Yeah, Rory has to go big here as well for TSM, keeping tab on that. It's going to be Gustav joining him as well. They've handled that well. Playing on the outside of the building, you know those barns are incredibly hard to hold from multiple angles.
Na'Vi.
So this is big work. Na'Vi starting to steal the kills as well. They're really getting on that kill feed. But it's Rory and Gustav taking down ENCE, who can't quite hold their own here. Wookie's been called out overextending in an untradeable position. That's a bit sloppy for me.
Yeah, we just saw Mikaz. He's the last man standing. Gustav's on the push. He's going to come around the side there. He's only been able to get a hill off just in time. Gets a peek around the side. Gets Gustav down. There's another one about to push him. He's going to go for the double peek. Oh, Mikaz is on 1 hit point. He manages to survive. The blue's going to take him down.
TSM have just choked so hard. That is sloppy as hell.
ENCE and Gaxi up next to each other. Gaxi, the last man standing for NIP there. We just saw that Na'Vi stole a bunch of those kills. Gaxi's going to try and get them sprayed down, but ENCE will push in. They're going to go down. So FaZe still with 3 alive. They've got Fuzzface in the distance there. Meanwhile, we saw Reciprocity losing 1. TSM, they're down to just Michael, Team Liquid. They went aggressive on that. They're back to the compound, though, so they're moving back in. Vitality and DA still living next to each other. Beautiful Death across the road.
Let's have a look at Na'Vi, still so strong, because this is kind of... So let's look at the DA issue. They had great position, but now they've got threats. So they can't now keep racking up the bodies, keep racking up the kills. Liquid have to finally move, and there isn't much ground. It looks like DA are trying to join in here. Vitality are on the move. They're going to try and sweep through this. I don't know how much luck they're going to get. There's 2 players still standing for DA.
Yeah, so you can see what DA were trying there. They tried to use a Beautiful Death coming over Morado to draw the fire, and then Mert popped out, but it just didn't work out that way. Mert gets flushed and done, and now it's just Iroh and Beautiful Death. Now this Unity are going to be watching this to play out. Unity can move in across the road because there is a free location there. They just saw that Beautiful Death moved out of it. They're going to get the other side, and that's a problem for Vitality.
They've got to go.
The nades are going to
Vitality needs to
continue.
push. They need to push. That's a dead nade. Ira's trying to buy time. He tries to buy time here. That is his one goal. If he can get a Beautiful Death back up, it's game on. Vitality didn't springboard on this. This has cost them time here.
Team Liquid are trying to move. They've gone central point. Here goes Iro. He's going to try and keep them at bay. If he can hold on a little longer, Unity will help him out here. He gets Jazza down, turns around the side, can't quite get him down. And he will, in the end, pay the price. Now back over to G2. They're catching Reciprocity off again. Remember, Brexco, he took open fire on them before. Reciprocity losing another. They're down to 2, but FaZe are nearby.
Yeah, FaZe are sweeping through the southern side. G2 hold the high ground, though, and that's going to be Kane delivering bullets to 8C. Uber can't trade that back either. There's a lot of untradeable kills going on. These teams seem a little slow today in comparison to what we saw before. Nades going out, and it's FaZe Clan struggling for a way forward.
I think Team Liquid have collected 2 crates. I'm not too sure whether they've managed to loot them out yet, but they are nearby, right upon Na'Vi now, because obviously they watched Na'Vi fighting that. They've gone for those little shacks nearby. Razor Edge taking shots onto Uber. Look at this. This is just a firing squad coming across. He's managed to try and dodge as best he can. Hexetti goes down. That leaves Rafi, the last man standing, for Reciprocity. The Vitality battle. Unity have now moved in across the road from them, so they've got themselves a position as Winstrike try and reposition and get a little closer. But FaZe at the moment, the team in trouble.
Yeah, FaZe, you can see this approach from Uber. They've lost information on G2. They're trying to find it again, this slow step. He's trying to find anyone on the angles, maybe trying to peek over. G2 have gone further east, trying to utilize the ground that's in front of them and what they can get from it. Michael fighting his way forward, last man standing for TSM after the absolute travesty that happened with ENCE, and I think this is going to be them potentially going out here. Someone's going to claim it's Nasus of all people. I thought it could have been Kemba or Senpai, but it wasn't. So Vitality happy to show presence from that compound.
Yeah, didn't quite work out for them. G2 inside, but right next to Rafi. And you can see Team Liquid. We were looking at this slope down this hill. Na'Vi have a great angle on everyone, don't they? Just looking down on them. Razor Edge also, you can see the tracer fire coming from long range across. Seeing what they can land. Here goes the circle. Where will it shift into? Who's going to benefit? It's going to be Na'Vi, Vitality. They had to fight for that compound. It could pay dividends now.
Wow. So the problem becomes for the likes of CrowCrowd, Unity, and Winstrike. That big road is very, very defining in this. They have to fight their way forward. Winstrike sending it. This is their chance. They're trying to go now. They've got a 2-2 going on, so Temi and Jorski are going right towards Razor Edge. There is a bit of a dip to work from. They've got covering fire actually helping out from Unity. But these little rolling nades, these little issues that begin, Razor Edge need to know what's happening here.
So they want to get to this dip. You can see just in the background where Chris is, just the other side of the road. Look at that dip. That actually has cover from Na'Vi as far as I'm aware, but that's where everybody wants to get to. Problem is, Winstrike can't get there without dealing with Razor Edge, and Razor Edge can't get there without dealing with Winstrike, so they have to fight one another.
The hard part becomes for Winstrike, they're visible to more than one team. As much as Razor Edge know they're there now, Unity can look towards it, but currently they're distracted. They're looking towards CrowCrowd. That's a cleaner pickup. Shadow got Senpai, the other one towards Tizzer, and this is G2 making their run. That's right towards Liquid.
And they're all crowded together. The nade's going to go back and forward, but Team Liquid are very clustered at the moment. That's a molly coming out from Chris that's going to spread towards them. Ibi tries to cock a nade out, but Kane's going to go for the flank around. Rafi coming in behind. He could pay a real problem on them. Brexco flanking around. Will catch it. Beats her down. Samty gets the spray down, but look at this, Kane. The spread from G2 is beautiful, and Team Liquid all clustered together in that one spot. It's caused them problems.
That's the big point here. Now, Unity have actually provided a lot of work here. Chris taking his time on the shot, making sure it's the right time to strike, and it is perfection with the SKS. Completely visible. Teme had no idea, and he pays the price tag. Again, Chris is doing work up here, and Chris, the other Chris, G2 Chris, actually was the one I think who held Liquid in such a good spot then, who kind of kept them pinned down, funneled them in, and G2 do succeed over Liquid. They've suffered some casualties, and look, you can see the body kind of in between Rafi and Brexco. That's kind of where Chris was, so it denied Ibi from being able to swing up higher on the hill and provide line of sight.
Unity on the push over the road. They're going in towards Vitality while Fuzz continues to try and get a couple of shots down on Chris here, trying to keep them at bay. Fast Rail will finish Tixu off. That's going to put them down. So now they have just one alive at the moment. Tixu's going to get flushed out as well. And well, look and see, it's an open shooting range. Chris just going off. He's back. He's feeling it.
Yeah, this guy is doing really well. Unity have to push towards Vitality. Shadow's looking a little worse for wear. Tagged up, certainly. Tizerin doesn't have any idea how close he's just come to Shadow.
Stepped over one another outside of that smoke. Shadow absolutely heard him. He's going to go hunting for him. Should get him down. It's an easy frag for him there.
Shadow's
now the rest
big
of
game.
Unity, they're going straight across. Dash Dish and Orange, they pushed around on towards Razor Edge's hillside.
Yeah, raise your edge on the low ground, though. This could be a troubling time. Nice nade. Dastish standing almost on it. Fast Rail and Chris on the run. They're trying to get over towards their teammate, try and provide that support. Nade's going back and forth, fighting over that ridgeline. Raise your edge have a better position on the circle, but it does open them up towards Na'Vi. It does create a problem. You can see Vitality. If they look out the window, they're going to see Unity here.
That is a nasty circle shift. That's going to cause, look at all the south. I mean, you got 2 FaZe members, 4 Na'Vi, 3 G2, and Rafi sitting out the back that all need to push in. These guys are fighting on the ledge. This is basically the north side push here. Orange going to go for the peak. Sees Chris, gets himself an easy frag there, but he's got someone down low. Fast Rail comes in, and Orange manages to take them both down. Where's Sigsy?
Nowhere near. He's way farther off. He's way further away. He was there in, insurance plan, but we've seen Na'Vi push out, and Na'Vi looks scary. This is the Na'Vi that can win games, and G2, they've hinted them before. G2 are a very good team, but Na'Vi look on fire. 7 kills, barely a knock against them. I'm scared of any team who comes up against these guys right now because they are looking deadly.
Yeah, it's bought time for FaZe. FaZe has swept around the side, but G2 are in all sorts of trouble. Just the idea left. Chris got taken down by that Unity long ranger, and here comes the mollies. They're clashing around, tries to shut the door, gets a little peek over the top, finds Senya. Saw a little glimpse on a doozy, but that nade's going to put paid to him. Out you go, and G2 go down in 6th place. Na'Vi, they're looking like the monsters of old.
Yeah, they certainly are. Again, this gives them the southeast, the entirety of the eastern side. Sigsy is in no man's land here, and it looks like he's been spotted. Vitality have a good shot, but they're down to a few players. That's the issue. They won't have an easy run. Sigsy knows he's in danger. He's going to try and make a quick move, maybe get away, find the low ground to play off. Orange is going to peek the ridge. He has line of sight. Sigsy needed a headshot then. He doesn't get it. Orange puts him to bed, and we're into 4 teams.
Orange kills Raise Your Edge single-handedly there. That's pretty scary stuff. FaZe on the move. They saw the kill come in. They're going for that crate as well. They're going to get themselves a decent amount of loot out of that. So FaZe still with 2 standing. Uber, former member of Na'Vi, of course. Uber, though, he's going to have to go huge here like he did last night to face off these 4 Na'Vi members. And Bestalosh already got in a glimpse down towards Fuzz. I think the second he peeked that hill.
They have so much information.
He's got Mark 14 on him, okay. So he's got a crate somewhere.
The thing is, they literally have info on everyone. They know where Vitality are, they know where FaZe are. And when you know where FaZe is, you basically know where Orange is. Orange has to go big here. This has to be big for him. They want to jump spots. There's still 4 teams, 9 players. They've got information. They know there's a big squad. They know Na'Vi probably have a lot of players still standing. They probably know Vitality is still in that compound. Most of the information has been spotted or at least theorized.
They're both covered from him, aren't they? NASA's just behind that tree and Shadow in the compound. Shadow doesn't see him. I think NASA's absolutely saw him silhouette because NASA's has turned his attention straight towards him. Na'Vi looking down towards Shadow. Yeah, both Vitality are looking towards Orange now, so they've obviously gathered information on him. Fuzz and Na'Vi trading fire back and forward. Haduzi just trying to see what it can. Na'Vi are in the prime position right now with 4 alive against 5 of the players.
Yeah, Orange needs to make the play. He can't sit and hold Vitality too easily because he's open then to FaZe. He's going to try and find the 1v1 against Uber. That's a dangerous game to be playing. Pokemon all the way, happy to spray away. 200 bullets, why not? Shadow is in danger though. That smoking only keep him so safe.
Desperately just trying to run through it. You see a little tag from Pokemon there. Orange has got a clean angle onto Fuzzface there. Catches the head, but just about gets down, and there's the cover fire he needed. Uber will take him down.
Vitality have a good spot here. They're in the shadow of the hill, kind of. They're on that rolling side, so they can peek up and over from it. They're not in a fighting position to take on Na'Vi, in my opinion, but they can at least make pressure. Ooh. And actually, it's Fuzzface fighting Senya. These two could combine and pin in Na'Vi. Where's the trade back?
So he got a Mark 14 out the crate as well. So we've got 2 Mark 14s in play here. Fuzz is just going to try and back away to Uber. We saw him just peeking over that ridge line. Both Vitality players could pay a problem here. Na'Vi, they're kind of running out of angles here. The circle's kind of pushing them in a position. They've only got this little ditch.
They need to fight one of these 2 teams, and they're finding it really hard to isolate one without exposing themselves to the other. That's actually the issue that they're currently facing. If they wanted to get rid of Vitality, they'd be completely open to FaZe, and vice versa. There's no easy route for them now, even with player advantage, but it is only 1 man here.
No, I wonder, did Fuzz's vest get ruined or helmet there? Because he's just gone back to the crate, so I'm guessing one of them just got destroyed because he saw him take a big old hit.
A doozy's found a route, I think.
Vitality going, looking towards the peak. Has a doozy found the route? I don't know. Center point is where they want to go. Pokemon looking towards the smoke and maybe just thinking, let's just take shots on it. Let's just try and pepper that smoke. They have to be in and around there somewhere. The smoke clouds are going out. You can see he's got 5 on Pokemon. He's already thrown out 3.
I wonder how FaZe plays this. If he sticks on the edge and swings in once Na'Vi engage, it should be game on. Pokemon going to catch Nasus comfortably, though.
Ooh, Fuzz is pushed to the shack.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. FaZe can wrap on this really well. If that engagement continues to happen, like now, this should be go time for FaZe. That's what he's trying to go for. This is the speed he's coming in with.
Uber
so we've got to see.
Shadow.
And now Uber's on the steal. Uber's got their attention. They don't know about FaZe. Like a knife in the back, he could be doing damage, but we don't see it because he's taking his time elsewhere. Now Uber needs to move up. He doesn't know where a doozy is. A doozy holds the line. 3 HP. That's all he's got. And FaZe can't do it. It looks like surely this is Na'Vi's game. Unless Uber can get off an absolutely clutch heal here.
He got a doozy down. So the one push on him, they're going to go 2-on-1. It should be Na'Vi. It will be Na'Vi. They've had a decent central point throughout the game. They took a really nice spread on that hillside. We saw, I think it was Digital Athletics and M19 maybe had a little peek on there at one point. We saw the Knights coming into that sort of central area. Na'Vi said no, smacked them down every time someone tried. They end up with 11 kills. It's a second place for FaZe Clan. I tell you what, the top teams, they're continuing to perform here. Vitality, though, good performance from them. Second place, Shadow getting, I think, 5 kills in the end as well. So big step up for the Vitality boys.
Yeah, really, really good work from Vitality. In my eyes, I felt there was a chance for FaZe to really cause problems.